Okay. Part 2. Assault on Precinct 13. John Carpenter. Really good movie. Nice spine for once. I think it's one of his more overlooked movies, but it's good. It's good. Okay, we have The Lamp. It's also known as The Outing. The beginning is really good. The robbery scene is really kind of brutal. Takes place mostly in a museum. I think it's a museum. Late at night, there's the lamp. Pretty much like an evil genie type of movie that gets released and goes on to do awful things. Driller Killer. This one's not too bad. It's kind of like Taxi Driver in the sense that it's a good like kind of snapshot of New York in the 70s. Night of the Creeps, one of my favorite horror films. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? I am, sorry. The guy with the mustache, why can't I think of his name? Him, what's his name? Oh god, I can't remember his damn name. Oh well. He's one of the best kind of genre actors for 80s horror films. That's gonna drive me insane. Why can't I remember his name? Night Angel. This one. Oh. This one's got some weird stuff in it, man. This one's got some weird stuff. I think this. Yeah. There's some really good practical effects. I think his name's Doug Jones, who plays Abe in the Hellboy movies. Look at that. Just here. Let me. Sorry. It's just odd. Faces on boobs. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. The Nest, a killer cockroach movie. That's out of focus. There we go. I think the best thing about this is the artwork. Really cool artwork. It's a fun little low budget bug movie if you're into that kind of thing. The Lurkers. This is a pretty cool like ghost story. It has a really cool twist at the end. I won't ruin it if you've never seen it. It kind of caught me off guard. I'd never heard of it. This was a blind buy, and when I watched it, I was pleasantly surprised by it. Really good acting. Just some really creepy imagery, creepy scenes. Here's a slasher movie, New Year's Evil, one of my favorite slasher movies. Often gets overlooked. The cover completely gives it away, which is a shame. Yeah, that's the image that a lot of people will probably recognize New Year's Evil from. The weird sun. I love New Year's Evil for just how odd and weird it is. Here we go. Child's Play. Everyone knows Chucky. Everyone knows Chucky. Classic stuff, really. I don't really have to go into too much detail. Here's 2, Child's Play 2. This is probably my favorite Chucky movie. I'm not, in terms of like slasher icons, I'm not too educated on Chucky, I guess I should say. I wouldn't say I hate him or dislike him or anything, but here's three with a sticker. This one kind of has a lot more comedy, but Chucky's look is, I think, more impressive. As the movies go on, his look looks a lot better. Let's get another stack here. The Kindred. This one had so much going for it, and it didn't quite deliver. Really, really good practical effects, but I think there's only one on-screen death. But still, I mean, if you're someone like me, obviously it's from my tapes. Wow, I'm sorry, I just froze up. I just saw a tape that I didn't realize I even had. From my tapes, I like 80s horror films the most, and I really like practical effects. So, Waxwork, this is really an underrated film. Wax Museum kind of sucks you into the exhibits. And this is... I'm sorry, my phone's not there. I think this is the unrated cut. There's a big difference between unrated and rated. I lied. I completely forgot I had this. I do have Freddy vs. Jason. I cannot stand this film. I cannot stand... I didn't even realize I had this. I hate this film. I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan. I'm a pretty big Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I just think it craps on both franchises. I hate it. I can't stand it. I completely forgot that I had this in my collection. It is the least watched film out of both of those franchises. Oh, this must be like the odd stack. Oh, here's a wrestling tape. I thought I was done with wrestling. WCW Halloween Havoc, 89. Probably, I won't go into detail. Halloween Havoc is probably my favorite pay-per-view ever. I mean, you have WrestleMania, but like WCW Halloween Havoc, just fun, just the aesthetics, just the appearance. This has a really cool match with Sting and Ric Flair against the Great Muta and Terry Funk, and the Great Muta actually puts out a fire. The cage catches on fire because it overheats, and there's like props on it, and he spits his green mist out to put the fire out. Just, I don't know. I love Halloween Havoc. This is a trailer tape, Godzilla trailer tape. I'm a huge kaiju giant monster movie fan. I'll probably make a video of all my giant monster movie VHS tapes. But this is just a trailer reel. And another one. This is like a Toho trailer reel. So you have Rodan and the Mysterians, H-Man, Battle in Outer Space, Secret of the Telegian. Which one's that? Human Vapor, Mothra, Gorath, Atragon, Dogora, Frankenstein vs. Baragon, War of the Gargantuans, King Kong Escapes, Space Amoeba. I don't know what that one is. Then you have Mothra, War in Space, and another Mothra film. So yeah, trailers. I love Toho movies. I love giant monster movies, all that good stuff. Alligator. I have fond memories of watching this with my granddad. and him teasing me for being so afraid of it. But this is a good movie. This is a fun movie. The scene where they're playing baseball out on the street and the giant alligator breaks out. Pretty cool. And I do have some Nazi exploitation. Camp Women's SS Camp 5 Women's Hell. I think if you've seen one Nazi exploitation movie, you've kind of seen them all, but I'm weird and I enjoy them. Actually, let me see. Alright, there's no nudity on the back of this one. I think there's nudity on one of these that I can't show. Yeah. Interesting cover there. This one has nudity on the back that I'm not going to show. But I can't remember the title of this. Watched it once, put it back, never really came back for it. But, cover that up. Lots of inappropriate pictures on the back of that. Okay, next stack of tapes here. Another slasher movie, Just Before Dawn. Great slasher film. It has a 13 in the title. I don't know if they were trying to capitalize on Friday the 13th because it's a backwoods, woodsy slasher film, but this is a really good one. Really, if you've seen it, you know which kill I'm talking about. Really nasty, gruesome kill. Let me move that out of the way. Killer Party. This is a pretty good slasher film. This one kind of goes under the radar as well. Has some supernatural elements to it. The music video that starts off the beginning of the film is really catchy and really cool. If you're a slasher fan, I'd go for it. I'd track down a copy and watch it. It's a little it's a little bottom heavy. The end of the film is filled to the brim with kills. So the pacing's a little off. But we have Batman. I know this kind of sticks out like a sore thumb because most of my tapes are horror tapes, but Batman, big Batman, Michael Keaton fan. I don't know. I don't have, encyclopedic knowledge of the comic books and things like that, but always enjoyed Batman. And of course, if you have Batman, you need Batman Returns. So yeah, in a green case. These two kind of go hand in hand. I always feel like if I watch Batman, I have to watch this one as well, like immediately. Two really good movies. Two really, really good movies. We have The Stuff. A good kind of satirical horror comedy, I guess. I love this cover. I love the artwork on the cover. Good stuff. Nice spine for once. And I don't know, the Stuff's funny. Stuff is a good movie. I have to kind of be in the mood to watch The Stuff, but when I am in the mood, it's really enjoyable. The Thing, one of probably my favorite standalone horror film that doesn't include a franchise. There's not much you can say about The Thing that hasn't already been said. It's brilliant. Probably I said in my other video, The Blob is one of the best horror remakes. The Thing is probably the best horror remake ever made. Terror Train, another slasher film. Jamie Lee Curtis, the killer. It's a Halloween. Is it Halloween or is it New Year's Eve? I think it's New Year's Eve, but it's a costume party on a train, and the killer kind of kills someone and then takes a costume, and kills someone and takes a costume. So it's a cool concept. The twist at the end is incredibly predictable. You can see it coming a mile away, but still, good movie, fun slasher film. Escape from New York, one of my favorite John Carpenter movies. spine's a bit faded, unfortunately. Snake Plissken's so cool. I even like Escape from LA. I don't own it, but it's not as good as Escape from New York, but it's a decent companion piece. But Escape from New York is so quotable. Um, Mountaintop Motel Massacre, pretty good, pretty good slasher film. And there's no real twist as to who the killer is. You kind of know right off the bat. But yeah, it's not bad. It's a pretty good slasher film. Moves at a good pace. Nice rainy atmosphere. The Being, which you can see is cut. This is probably this isn't an original case. It probably didn't belong. It didn't belong in a plastic clamshell case. But The Being. This is kind of a low budget, cheapy alien horror film, but it's fun. It's got the practical effects are pretty funny. Another slasher movie, Prom Night. Another one with Jamie Lee Curtis. It's pretty good. Good one. Famous decapitation scene. One of the best decapitation scenes in any horror movie. Motel Hell. Classic. I love the poster for this. I know it's kind of known for this image, the pig's head chainsaw image that was in one of the earliest Fangoria. I used to collect Fangoria magazine. I don't anymore, but I love Motel Hell. Madman, one of the best slasher movies. Just weird. The acting is weird. That poor girl that hides in the refrigerator, her acting is so weird. It's a nasty little slasher film. It's fun. It's got good pacing. Good slasher movie. Terrorize, which is also known as, oh God, what is it? Night School, I think. This is a slasher movie, but it has a lot of like police procedural elements, and there's no on-screen deaths. It's always like POV shots and like a build up to the kill, and then a cut, and then like someone discovering the body. But I'm just gonna go through these quick. I have all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, but this is Nightmare on Elm Street. I like A Nightmare on Elm Street. I like the franchise. My favorite is, I'd say 4, part 4. Oh, sorry, not part 4. It's just 4. Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I don't think there's really a bad Nightmare on Elm Street until you get to 6. This is 2. This is the very like homosexual, gay one with the gay overtones. 3, this is like everyone's favorite. 1 of 3. This one's really faded out on the back and the spine and the front. This is 4. This is my favorite. This one's pretty faded too. 4 is my favorite. I enjoy 4. 4 was kind of my introduction to the franchise, so it's kind of always stuck out and stayed with me. Anyway, there's 5. I don't like New Nightmare. I hate meta horror. I hate breaking the fourth wall in horror films. I can't stand it. It's just I cannot stand it. I hate funny horror. I mean, and if it's done right, it works. But I don't know. And here is Freddy's Dead. Sweet, cool artwork. Kind of shiny pink lettering. A lot of people hate this one, and it's not the best one, but I'll watch it. I'll watch this way before I watch New Nightmare. I've been waiting for a chance to talk about these 3 movies. Maniac Cop. The Maniac Cop trilogy. This is probably like my favorite looking tape I own. It's really cool. the lenticular stuff. I love the Maniac Cop trilogy. I love this artwork. Um, I could sit here and talk about Maniac Cop for hours, but I won't. Um, I think it's one of the most underappreciated, underrated horror trilogies out there. They're fun. Bruce Campbell. The hell is his name? I can't remember his name. The guy who was in Night of the Creeps. Why can't it's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna upload this and it's gonna pop right into my head. He's in it. You got Robert Davi in this one. This is the best one too. 2 is hands down the best one. Best stunts. His look is a lot better. There's his eyes and his gross looking face. That chase scene is really cool with the taxi with no tires on the rims. 3 had a very troubled production. The producers kind of made life hell for the director, so he walked out. So 3 is kind of a notch below 1 and 2, but there are some set pieces in 3 that are incredible. Incredible. And, talk about Nazi exploitation. Ilsa. I have the three official Ilsa movies. She-Wolf of the SS. I can't remember if I can show the back. Hang on. There we go. Cover that up. These have the same woman acting in them. What's this one called? Elsa Harem of the Oil, something oil. I can't remember. Chic oil, set in the Middle East. I don't know. This is probably the worst Elsa movie. Can't remember the title of it. It's been a long time since I've sat down and watched these. I think there was some nudity there. My bad. Sorry, YouTube. This one's safe. And this is the third one. What's this? Tigress of Siberia. I think this one's set. This one's set in Canada. And I think she runs a brothel. I think. But these are all really gross, really tacky, really sleazy, really fun. Right up my alley. This is Son of Blob. This is amazing. If you've never seen this, if you've never heard of this, find it and watch it just for the comedy value of it. It's an official Blob sequel, made in the 70s. It's just crazy. It's not good. But it's one of those so bad it's good kind of movies. So I would recommend it. Okay, we are finally on the last stack of movies. Here we go. Eaten Alive. This is Tobe Hooper's follow-up after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this gets overlooked quite a bit. This is insane. This is insane. Just as off the wall as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if not more. Robert Englund's in this. Crazy guy runs a hotel with a giant crocodile and feeds him to the crocodile. It's just nuts. My Bloody Valentine, one of the best slashes ever made. It's in my top 5. Just fantastic. If you like slasher films and you haven't seen this, you should look for the Blu-ray or DVD. Where's the runtime? I'm looking and I can't find the runtime. This is the at the top, 100 minutes. So this is the Japanese cut. This has 10 minutes of additional footage, but none of it is kills or gore. It's like character building stuff. But the American DVD and Blu-ray that came out when My Bloody Valentine 3D came out, is worth buying if you've never seen it and you want to watch it. It's fantastic. I'm running out of time again. Good Lord. The Mutilator, low budget slasher film with awesome, awesome gore effects. If you're one of those people who watch slasher films just for the gore, go for it, man. It's awesome. This is Shadow of Death, but it's better known as Destroyer. And you'll probably recognize the poster. If you see the poster, it's Lyle Alzado with a giant jackhammer. This is a slasher movie. It's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's not bad. I'd watch it at least once just to say you've seen it, just for how it's got Anthony Perkins in it from Psycho. This is really faded, but it's Big Trouble in Little China. I'm not going to say much about it. It's John Carpenter, Kurt Russell, Kung Fu, can't go wrong. Great movie. This is Judge Dredd, Sylvester Stallone, Judge Dredd. This is kind of out of place in my collection, but I'm a huge Judge Dredd fan, huge 2000 AD comic fan, and this is the movie that introduced me to them. So I cannot knock it. It's not very faithful to the comics, and a lot of 2000 AD fans despise it, but oh well. All right, we have RoboCop. I gotta go quickly now. RoboCop. I love the RoboCop trilogy. I guess I can't really call it a trilogy anymore because of the remake. RoboCop 2, which is meaner than RoboCop 1, and RoboCop 3. I'm on the fence with trying to collect all the television show. There's tapes from the TV series out there that I might try to collect. The Sleeping Car, I watched this. It's okay. I really bought it for one reason, and that is because the girl from Friday the 13th Part 4 is in this. The one who gets stabbed in the boat and makes the funny face. She's in it. April Fool's Day, also known as Slaughter High. Great slasher film. It's kind of over the top, silly. Slasher fans will recognize that mask straight away. If you've never seen it, I'd recommend trying to find it. It's easy to find. The Borrower. This is a fun little movie. To my knowledge, this is still not on DVD or Blu-ray. It's just an alien that takes different heads, needs to have new heads, and eventually at one point it takes a dog's head on a human body. It's fun. It's over the top. It's weird. Okay. Just a couple more here. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Classic. What can you say? It's cut. I got this for really cheap because the top of the label was cut slightly. What can you say that hasn't already been said about Texas Chainsaw Massacre? It's classic. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I think the audience for this is split. I think people either adore this movie or hate it. I'm one that likes it for how weird and over the top it is. 3, I really like 3. It has that, well, it is New Line cinema. It has that, late 80s, early 90s New Line slasher feel. And I'm going to surprise you and tell you that I really, really love this one. What is it? Next Generation, New Generation, whatever it's called. The 4th one. Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. I love how just absolutely bonkers this movie is. It has a bad reputation, and I think that's really unfair. Okay, last 2. Halloween and Halloween 2. I'm probably not going to make many friends here, but I cannot stand the Halloween franchise after 3. I don't have 3. I haven't been able to find part 3 for a decent price, but 4, 5, 6, I just don't get it. But here's Halloween and Halloween 2. This one was really hard to find. And that's it. Okay. That's the tapes. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.